Greetings to all of humanity. It's really a joy, it's a pleasure, it's an honor as usual to be out here in nature in this beautiful garden that was so cherished and loved by our ancestors. And I just want to bring greetings to you in remembrance of our ancestor Abdullah, the black mystic from Ethiopia, Neville Goddard mentor, and how Abdullah accessed the first class ticket to the Caribbean. And I'm going to explain to you the whole scenario that was shared with humanity through Neville Goddard testimony, where he spoke about Abdullah give him the answer when he had that burning desire. And it was Abdullah who understand how to utilize his mental faculties that he was born with, because Abdullah understood his mental faculties to be his God sense, which is his common sense. So a lot of people overlook common sense because they put the word common to it. And so they put value on the things that they pay money for, and the things that was given to them that they didn't have to pay any money for, they put less value on them. So Abdullah, who knew how to use his inner power, went into his imagination because he understood Joshua 1 and verses 3. And he knows what it really means when it says that wherever the sole of your feet shall tread, that will he give to you. And you know, many religious people, especially those who are trapped in Christianity, whereby they believe that the Bible is secular history and they interpret the Bible literally. If it was so, why can't they just actually walk on any piece of land and just claim it and it will become theirs? You see, it doesn't work like that. But when you understand that the Bible addresses the human mind and must be interpreted psychologically, and that it is your thoughts that is creating your reality, and you can create your reality consciously, that's a different subject altogether and a different experience altogether. So here was Abdullah, who wanted to teach Neville a very important lesson, because Neville was consuming all of the teaching and thinking it was just knowledge and it was just about theory. But here now Abdullah was applying the practical to show him how to access whatever he so desire in this world and how to live within his birthright. To show him that abundance, prosperity, all these things is his birthright. It is his natural state of being. And to show him where the system have robbed him of his faculties that he can use to empower himself. So Abdullah had a movement in mind and would have gone beyond time and would have already fixed a first class ticket on behalf of Neville Goddard. He was using his imagination on behalf of Neville Goddard. My brother and my sisters, do you know one who's truly enlightened and awakened that they can use their imagination on your behalf? For your business, for the house you want to buy, for whatever you so desire, as long as you are resonating with that one and you believe that one that is bringing that message to you. Do you know that without faith it is impossible to please God? which is your inner being. And do you know that when you are in alignment with one who has already preceded you in the awakening, and you act and faith even though you do not know the person? Do you know when you accept a prophet in the name of a prophet that you would receive a prophet reward? And Abdullah was teaching Neville all of these things, so he would be able to obtain that first class ticket that Abdullah would have already fixed to him with a movement in mind, showing you that time is just an illusion. You have to understand the law of gestation. And so when Neville told Abdullah about the burning desire to go back to Barbados to be with his family, and Abdullah knew what he would have done already, Abdullah said, "You are already in Barbados. And you went there first class." And to cut this story short, time was going by, because we are trapped in matter, space, and time. You have to remember that. Okay? But it's all illusion, because this is a dream. And unless you awake out of the dream, you will not understand it's illusion. For example, if you have a watch or a clock, it is because of the sun that someone can say this is the time or that is the time. It's just because of the sun. It's just different angle of light. So yes, he will go from time to time and say, "But I don't have no money. I'm not even working." This is a time of the Great Depression, 1933 to be specific. Neville used to be a dancer, and no one would pay to see a dancer in such a hard economic times. And Abdullah said, "You're already in Barbados, and you have gone first class." Now, when the day drew close, and Neville, I think he overslept in his bed, and he wake up a little late, and he saw a letter under his door, and he took up the letter and something fell out, and it was a $50 bill. In those days, $50 was a lot of money. That was plenty money. And when he read it, his brother told him that is to like buy a suit and so on, and to fix something on the ship and so on, and that he must come, because they have never been together as a family, and he would have gone for over 12 years. And when that vision has been fulfilled to that point, Neville was excited. But when he went to his ship, to his shipping company, he was told that the only vacant space that was available was third class. And that is only how he's gonna go to the Caribbean, third class. But Abdullah affirmed that which he would have already done. You remember the voice spoke to Neville and said, "That which I have done, do nothing." Abdullah was affirming that same thing. Abdullah would have none of Neville conversation concerning doubt and fear and limitation. And Abdullah walked away from Neville, slammed the door, turned his back on him, teaching you that when you affirm something and you know who you are, that you are the creator, when you understand Habakkuk chapter 2, where you're told, even though the vision tarry, you must wait. It's for an appointed time. When you understand all of these verses in the Bible that's teaching you how to operate the inner power in you, then you will understand why Abdullah was dealing with his student in such a way. Because Abdullah was not a third class citizen. Abdullah was a first class. He was a first class thinker. He lived his life as a first class being a self-realized being. Even in the midst of racial segregation, Abdullah never asked anyone to buy a ticket for him to go to see the opera. And so, just to get back on track, Abdullah said, who told you that you've gone to Barbados? And who told you that you have gone first class? And Abdullah was angry with him. And when you look in the scriptures, you're seeing it right there. Oh, you have little faith. You're seeing a black Messiah showing his people how to operate in their power, in their true identity, in their divinity. Just like what I'm doing right now, as I bring this message to all of humanity. And what is the message? Grab hold of your first class ticket. Hold to that first class ticket. That first class way of thinking. So that if you want a vacation, you want to go to some of the most luxurious places. If you want a home, you want to have a luxurious home. You want to have a vehicle, you want to have a luxurious vehicle. Why? Because it is your right. It is your birthright. When you look all around you, it's abundance. Not scarcity, abundance. I look all around nature and I'm seeing abundance. So I believe abundance is my birthright. So Abdullah had the power to have that first class ticket ready for Neville to go to the Caribbean. Also, let me just say this. Abdullah knew that this imaginal act would also raise up a mystic in the Caribbean to understand the message of self-realization and simplify the message that Neville Goddard will bring to the rest of humanity to continue Abdullah's legacy. So here am I, a first class messenger, bringing a message of self-realization to you, pointing you to look inwardly, to discover your identity, to be your divinity, and never go back. And the ticket that was given to you, I want to say to you that ticket represents your will, your perception, your reasoning, your memory, your intuition, your imagination, everything that what you came here with. That's what that first class ticket represent. My brother, my sister, if you're on this path and you're on this journey, and you believe, just as Neville would have needed mentorship, so you need mentorship. I have a mentorship program. You can check me out on Patreon. The link will be provided for you right down below. Check it out. And be confident. Be sure. Know for yourself that this is the person I want to mentor me. This is the person I want to guide me. This is the person who I believe has had the experience that he's speaking about. He's experienced the promise. He's not an intellectual. He's not one who's regurgitating things. He's one that is original. That's the reason why my brother and my sisters, I always say to you that if this message is resonating with you that I'm bringing to you, and you haven't subscribed already, to subscribe, to like, to share, to comment. But most of all, always be the doer and not just the hearer. And remember that this message I bring to you is the single eye message of self-realization, of which Matthew 6:22 says Like if your eye be saying, your whole body would be full of light. And my brother and my sisters, I'm assuring you, hadn't it been that I would have awakened within myself like a fiery being, I would have heard the unearthly wind and exit my skull and became invisible. I've been sent to teach you the message of the invisible, pointing you to look inwardly to discover your divinity and to understand that the self-realization is greater than the law of attraction. Hadn't it been for that experience, I wouldn't have been out here bringing this message to you and always giving you the symbol of the single eye with my hands many times above my crown chakra and many times on my crown chakra, saying to you that when you have the experience, you come to realize that it is the rising of the S-U-N in a S-O-N, and that it is the dawning of a new day in your life, and that the sun parallels the human imagination parallels the sun. For without the sun, there is no life and there is no light. And without the human imagination, there isn't anything made that was made. For the sun is the giver of all life, and the sun is what powers all of humanity. Therefore, my brother, my sister, my encouragement to you is to look inwardly and use your mind power, your sun power, your solar power to achieve your every desire. So with that being said, I want to say peace, love you all, I'm out.